Well, this could be a remarkable finish to our second Scandinavian rebuild. We're into our final episode with Viborg, and we've still got a chance of winning the Danish Superliga. Can we defend our title against all the odds and with a much lower points total than last year? There's only one way to find out. Into the final two games we go. Yes, hello and welcome along to the 39th and final part of Rebuilding Viborg with me, Daniel. After a successful stint with Helsingborg, we have had a great one here in Denmark with Viborg. And despite the fact that no team in the league here can catch last season's runners-up total, 72 points for Copenhagen, we have got a chance of winning the league because what I didn't realise, the one game we played off camera against Randers, is the same weekend was Copenhagen v Nordsjælland. Nordsjælland did us a favour, they got the win. Copenhagen then dropped points this weekend, and now we're all back within 3 points. We've got games at home to Brondby and away at Esbjerg, and if we win them, we've got one hell of a chance. We'll just need both sides to drop 1 point then. So if you're looking forward to finding out if it happens, whether we can finish with a shock title win, then please do put a thumbs up on the video and subscribe for daily FM22 content. We've got a transfer special tomorrow with Brighton after a blockbuster finish to the season yesterday. You can find that one in the eye above. It will be on every weekday for the next couple of weeks just to take us through to the 23 beta. Speaking of the new game, there's also links up there to some of my FM23 save ideas, the Twitch channel and so much more. And you can find all the links to other platforms and ways to support the channel down in the description below. But this is all about a blockbuster finish. And my word, is this 2 big days on the channel, because we had a great finish with Brighton yesterday to the season. Lots of tension, lots of excitement, and the same is happening here. 3 points separate the top 3 with 2 games to go. Copenhagen 3 clear could have played a game more, and I just wonder if our goal difference could yet be costly. In addition to the injury to Harbo, we've lost Tobias Beck for this one as well. And to be fair, we did our very best to throw it away, because after Copenhagen had been beaten by Nordsjælland, we really struggled against Randers. We made hard work of the game, and we nicked a 2-1 win. Hayden Carter with a header from a set piece, Navicki with a first half goal. And I've got a decision to make in between the sticks, because Lerche has been shocking. At fault for the goal again, and I might have to make the change. So we're going to go and get straight into the first game, because this could be an absolutely monumental finish. Can we at least take it to the final day? To do that, we have to beat Brondby. We also need a favour from our final day opponents, Esbjerg. They're going to Nordsjælland today, and they've got to drop points somewhere. So it's either against Esbjerg in this one, or against Randers next week. Let's get through the tactical meeting, try and join Copenhagen on 65 points. We'll be back in a minute to run through the 11 that's going to be tasked with doing that. Well, I've opted, due to Morten Berren's lack of match fitness, to give Lerche the kick up the backside. I've said I'm not happy with your form and I want to get a response from it. We've got Tobias Beck out, that's the only change from last week's win. Rothman is in on the left for him. That puts Hackford back on the bench too. But I don't see the value in changing the team at the moment. It's all about trying to get results, and this is the best 11 to do it. It's Lerche in goal, and Yemby and Riel the fullbacks with Carlson and Carter as centre-half. Vic, Cannell and Williamson, the midfield 3. That'll stay the same until Harbo's back. And then Palmer, Rothman and Navicki the top 3. Can somebody get me goals today? Palmer's struggled generally since being back from injury. I just hope he has 2 brilliant matches here. We wouldn't have been able to get him back next year anyway. It's more likely there would have been a return for Ibrahim Said. But as it stands, we need a hero. And if Palmer can stop Copenhagen winning the league, it'll have a similar feel to Toksvard last year. Through to the game we go. Please, just take it to the final day for excitement. 4 changes for Brondby today. The likes of Radasevic and Dabur dropped to the bench, but it's still a good side. Bjork and Martins have caused us problems before, and we've had a mixed record against Brondby in truth. So this could end up being 4 or 5 goals either way. Most likely though, it's going to be a tense old finish. We've got a few motivated, we're going through the tunnel interview, and into the first half we go. Viborg v Brondby. Please, let this be a big display. Well, it's not been the most thrilling start, I think we can say that. 20 gone, no highlights, no shots on target, but we're in possession now with Benjamin Witt, out to Anyembi on the right hand side and Carter. holding his defence together at the minute, and the attack to be fair in the last game. Palmer cuts in from the right to Cannell. Turns onto his left foot, finds Palmer, through to Nowicki, he's onside. And I tell you what, that is the best team goal we've scored in a long time. Wonderful work, brilliant patience, brilliant build-up, and a lovely through ball and finish. 1-0, Nowicki's finding his form, and that could be a crucial goal in this title race. Nordsjælland don't play till later, so we could really start to heap the pressure on. Though Brondby at the other end, straight in at the front post. Oh, why do I even get excited? Christian Kappes volleys it in. Bjork's simple flick on at the front post, and not a defender in sight of either of them. 1-1, half an hour gone. Brondby score their first shot on target. Though we're back at the other end with Real. 1-2 with Williamson. Headed away to the left-hand side. Williamson picks it up. He's got time on the ball. Cuts inside. Finds Anyembi. He's got space to run into. Does just that. Gets to the byline. 4 or 5 in the middle here. Rothman's one. Oh, he's missed from 3 yards. He's not missed that. Oh, if you head it at a keeper, I'd be annoyed. But to miss the target entirely, that is absolutely shocking. Vit's got a knock. He'll come off at half-time. It's 1-1. We've been the better side. But we just can't defend set pieces now. It's a bit frustrating. Let's go to the dressing room. Let's tell the lads to keep it up. And let's get the sub made. Vit off. Terry Taylor on. Please. Please just deliver a winner. 25 minutes to go. Rothman's playing poorly. Palmer and Nowicki are knackered. There is no point resting people that are playing well at the minute. There is absolutely no value to it for us. However, we've got to give ourselves a chance to win. So Rothman is going to be replaced by Park. He is going to play off the left-hand side as a winger on attack. We're also going to bring on Thomas Jakobsen for the knackered Cannell. He will play in centre midfield. At right back, Anyembi will be replaced by Oscar Burr and Messick on for Carlson, who's not been great. I'm not going to bring on Hackford because he's not better than the two up front. We're just going to chase the game. We've gone positive. We need a winner. We desperately need a winner. 5 to go. We're going attacking because a draw is no use to us here. There's a very small chance it keeps us in the race. But I think that's probably title race over. If Nordsjælland win their game tonight, it is over because they've got such a superior goal difference. And if they draw, even then, Copenhagen losing on the final day is so unlikely. Let's get through the dressing room. What a frustrating night. And similar as I've said the last few episodes, we said it against Australia in Europe. We said it in the cup game last episode. We have not got the goal threat since Sampaio left the club. And it's cost us yet again. That sale, yes, it made us a couple of million quid. But how much has it cost us since? On to next week, but first, let's see if Nordsjælland put this title race out of sight. Well, this is getting ridiculous now. It's still not over. Nordsjælland draw, and going into the final game, there's still 2 points in it. Who would have predicted this? Last season, we won the league on 74 points. Copenhagen got 72 and were runners-up. This time, no one's getting past 68. Let's have a look at the final day fixtures just as a quick reminder. We are going away to Esbjerg, who are 6th place in the league. Randers are hosting Nordsjælland, that's 5th v 2nd. And then Copenhagen play Brondby at home, the side that we play today. It's anyone's game. Let's be honest, if Copenhagen draw, we can't win the title. But you never know. You never know at this point. I would imagine as well, Copenhagen is their European Cup final this midweek. We do have to give them a little bit of leeway here. It is. So they're playing Rangers on Wednesday night in a European final. They're then expected to recover for Brondby on Sunday and then go again on Wednesday after for the cup final in Denmark. I mean, they're being pushed to the limit, that side. I'm not surprised that they're struggling a little bit. But to be fair to them, they're still in pole position. And if us and Nordsjælland can't find a win, they're going to get it by default. Well, here it is. The final day decider we weren't expecting after dropping points last weekend. Harbo's fit enough for 45 minutes. We'll chuck him on the bench in case of an emergency. But as it stands, we've got even more of a chance now. The reason being, Copenhagen stopped a UK clean sweep of the European trophies. United and Arsenal winning the Champions League and Europa League respectively. But Copenhagen beat Rangers on penalties in the Europa Conference final. The benefit of that, they played 120 minutes. They played over 60 of that with 10 men. So they should be knackered for tonight. And maybe with the cup final in midweek, they've got to focus on that too. For us, It's all about what the other teams do. Get your 3 points, and then Nordsjælland and Copenhagen, they have to drop points. If we win, Nordsjælland draw, and Copenhagen lose, we've done it. If Copenhagen get any result, we're basically screwed. And if Nordsjælland win, we can't do anything to stop them. But only that scenario, Nordsjælland failing to win and Copenhagen losing, will wrap us up the Danish Superliga title. It's a better defence of it than I thought we were going to do at one stage. I'm just so frustrated that we bottled it last weekend, because the difference a win would have made there, and it would have almost been in our hands. So let's see how we all get on. I'm sure no one's going to win convincingly today. So let's get the opposition instructions on. Let's see what team we can pick as we head to Esbjerg. Right then, very simple changes today for our final game in charge of Viborg. Harbo's back on the bench, Beck's back in on the left wing, Rothman drops to the bench, Hackford out the squad entirely. Rest of the team stays the same. It's our best 11, it's going to deliver our best chance at the title. So let's go and get into it. It's a massive match, but can we get over the line? One change, Esbjerg, who have a weak defence, but some very good attacking players. And they've still got Luka Rakic at the back, actually, a player we managed in the Bristol City stint of the head coach this year. For us, though, it is all about the result. I don't care if we play awful today. I just want to nick a win. And we're going to be watching the other scorelines like a hawk. Through the tunnel interview we go. Don't care what you've got to say to me. Let's get the other scorelines up. Let's get the league table up. And let's try and nick a goal ourselves. Well, early doors, it's an Esbjerg corner. 30 seconds on the clock. It's off the line from Real. Don't even get a chance to look at the other stuff because we're under immediate pressure. Though Williamson nicks it to Navicki. And now we can counter. And Yembi drags it away. Let's get the other scores up which are there. And let's get the league table up. As it stands, nothing's changed. But we're going to be supporting Brondby and Randers from this point on. Well, into the 6th minute. It's a long ball downfield from our host today. Carter heads away. Not too far though. Carlson has to mop up and Vic gets it back to Lerche. Now can we create something? Lerche goes long downfield. It's not the most inspired attack, but it's worked. Navicki flicks on. Rakic gets there before Beck. And it's cleared downfield as far as Williamson. He goes wide to Real. Has options down the line. One of them's Tobias Beck. Gets to the byline. There's 3 in the middle. Why go back and pass it there? He gets away with it because the clearance is poor. Williamson goes back to Vitt. Into Cannell. To Williamson. To Vitt. To Anyembi. Lovely move again. To the byline on the right. Back to Palmer. Takes on his fullback. Beats him. Crosses towards Beck. Heads him from the far post. Doesn't make the mistake Rothman made with the open goal last weekend. Tobias Beck is back in the team. And you can just tell when there's quality on the pitch. Tobias Beck 1, Esbjerg 0. And now we're up to 2nd place and level on points with Copenhagen. And with 16 minutes gone, there's no goals elsewhere. But don't forget, in the last game, this is where it started to go wrong. At 1-0 up, we dropped back and we conceded. Here though, it's Palmer on the right to Anyembi. Options inside of him. Play short to Palmer and Anyembi again. We're eventually going to work our way out of this situation. Carter. Anyembi. Carries the ball forward, up towards Navicki. He's got runners. Goes alone though. Turns back to Anyembi, who's got acres of space to run into down the right. Inside to Cannell. Beats his man. He's 1-on-1. Great save by Van Oshingol. Tips behind for a corner kick. That could have been game over. Cannell's going to have an outswinging corner now though. It's a chance to deliver for Hayden Carter. He's at the back post. Can't get on the end of it. It's cleared his way as far as Tobias Beck. He brings it down the right hand side. Can he recycle this? Get it back in the box? He can't. He's forced back to Anyembi. Flying challenge on him from Pallison. But it's still 0-0 in the other games. It's still 1-0 here. But Nordsjælland have scored. Another twist at the top. Nordsjælland top. We're back down to 3rd. Copenhagen in between us. And if that score stays the same, there's nothing we can do. And now Copenhagen have scored. They're top of the league. We're in big trouble. I think our title aspirations are gone. The defence went down to the final day. But it's not going to be our day. Navicki heads in for 2-0. And I'm almost sad at the same time. Because we now know it probably means nothing. Nordsjælland 2 up. Copenhagen 1 up. And we're 2 up. It just tells you. When it comes to the big game, everyone's delivering. Through to the team talk we go. Been our best performance by a country mile in the last month or so. But let's get the lads to prove a point. Keep pushing. And try and close the goal difference just in case. We're just over 5 gone in the second half. It's been a quiet start to this one so far, as Fernandes picks the ball up in his own half. And to be fair, you would expect Esbjerg to come out now. They've got nothing to lose. And the 3 from 4th to 6th are very close as well. If Copenhagen win the cup, then it does mean that the side in 4th have got a chance at Europe. Beck's putting the Vicky in though. He's through 1-on-1, rounds the keeper and scores. Why could we have not done this against Brondby? If we'd scored one more there, this would have been a lot more tense. As it is, the other scores stay the same, and our goal glut just doesn't matter now. Well, Nordsjælland have got a 3rd, so even if Copenhagen drop points now, I think it's going to be too late. And Copenhagen on cue have got a 2nd. So let's just make the subs, enjoy our final day. But it is going to be 3rd place for Viborg. Let's go and see who we can play. I'm going to bring on... Basically, we'll save Harbo because there's no point risking him now. Vit will come off for Terry Taylor. Burr will come on for Anyembi. We'll take Carter off for Messick because he's earned a rest. We'll also bring Park on the right for Palmer and Rothman on the left for the returning back. That's the changes made. Navicki will go out to the wing. With 20 to go, we'll enjoy the day, but it's not important now. We're back into the final 10 minutes, and I think you have to say fair play to Copenhagen. If they win the Danish Cup in midweek, in addition to the Europa Conference, that would be just about the biggest season you could get as a Danish side. And it would have been really interesting if we'd had a few more years to go in this save to see just how strong Copenhagen could become, because they'll get a lot of money out of that. They'll go straight into the Europa League as Williamson has had his shot saved. It's back out to the wide area and it's cleared long downfield. Carlson to Cannell and Navicki. Good turn on the right to Burr. Peters out. We don't see the rest of the highlight, but it's been a dominant display. It's just a shame that we haven't had this goal threat the whole second half of the year. If Hayden Carter hadn't had a month's injury, if the same hadn't happened for Harbo, if we hadn't lost Sampaio, who knows how different the tale would have been. But there's a lot of ifs and buts about. The truth of the matter is, we've not been good enough, we've not been consistent enough, and we've been poor at the back and up front at times. It's not a good combination. Park flicks on a long clearance forward, it goes straight through to the keeper. How many minutes will we have added on? At least it's a nice finish. For me, it's the best way to finish this save. A big win, a good performance, but maybe not a clean sheet. Egeland's in. And he's done me a favour there. That is an awful effort. Wide at a post under no pressure at all. And as we head into 3 minutes of stoppage time, it's Jurchin Rothman on the front foot. Williamson finds Park and Taylor. Has support but goes wide to Burr instead. Options down the line, but he's been put under pressure. Doesn't deter him, he carries on. Into Navicki, his pass is intercepted and it's cleared long downfield. At least get me the clean sheet, please. Carlson holds up for Burr. Through ball to Navicki. Holds up on the right for Burr again. I mean, the crucial thing is for this club, it's European qualification again. It is a chance in Europa Conference qualifying, albeit it's going to be hard to get to the group stages. But this club is in a good position. So if you want to take over the save, you'll have something to work with for sure. Real to Williamson. Can we nick one more goal? Through to Rothman. It would be fitting if he ended it. Oh, he does. Lovely dink into the corner. And I know he missed that crucial penalty last time in the cup. But let's be honest. At the start of the save, he came in the second tier and changed us completely. We were a side that didn't have a striker, didn't have a goal threat. We're losing star players to save the finances. And Rothman got us promoted. He's still been a key part of the squad ever since. And on the final day, he scores my final goal in charge of Viborg. Fitting in a way, let's do the season review. And then I'll leave it over to you. Well, more money into the club and another good season in fairness. It's a club that got to the knockout round of the Europa Conference. It's a club that competed in the title race to the final day. And if it wasn't for the disappointment in the cup, we probably would have considered this a great year. The players that came in largely did really well, particularly the ones that came in permanently or for a fee. Looking further down, Hackford may be a slight disappointment in January. He never replaced Flavio Sampaio. And that man leaving, who's only scored 2 goals since he left as well, that's what cost us this season. I firmly believe we'd have won the title without him and probably been in the cup final too. Let's get through to the season results. We finished 3rd. We do a really good job. European football will be there next year. But that cup defeat is going to haunt me for a long, long time. Let's get through the moments to remember. A 7-0 win in the Europa League was the biggest one. The match to remember was a 3-1 win against Legia Warsaw. And goal of the season came from Jurchin Rothman. That one away in Hungary. Finances are in a great position. We've left the club that was, 2 million in debt when we took over, having to make a fire sale of players that we managed to get back on loan for a year. But after that, it's been a big rise, and now we leave the club with over 4.5 million in the bank and a brilliant squad to work with as well. So really good stuff from us. We've managed the club so well behind the scenes. It's a great best 11. Sampaio still top of the pile. Tells you everything you need to know. Let's get through the accolades. Who won the awards this year? We got Manager of the Year last season, not this time around. Luca Cannell got Player of the Season. Bit surprised by that, but he did play well. 24 assists, breaking the record. Hayden Carter, worst discipline. And fastest goal, Kasper Novicki, 17 seconds. Talk about quick out the blocks. Let's get through to the end of the season and our end of our time at Viborg. It was a really fun challenge. From the tests of having to sell at the start, trying to build a squad and wheel and deal when you've got no money left, to now competing in Europe and leaving us with a very valuable squad and competing at the top with Copenhagen and the likes. We have done a great job and we've had a lovely time doing it. If you've enjoyed the save as well, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. I will put the save file down in the comments so you can download it in the next couple of weeks if you wish. Maybe something little to take you through to FM23. But don't worry, the content doesn't stop there. We're back tomorrow with Brighton for a new season summer transfer special. You can find that playlist so far up in the eye above. That will continue every weekday for the next couple of weeks. There's also plenty to come on Twitch and more top threes as well. And keep your eyes peeled for my save announcements this weekend. All of that's up there with links in the description below to everything else. But above my head now is yesterday's Brighton episode. It was one not to miss. It was dramatic. It had everything. Thank you for following this save throughout. I hope you enjoyed it as much as me.